make up for some of the inconsistencies in this OSB decking. So the snow has stopped on this Friday afternoon. I got to get off work a little bit early because the roads were starting to get gross and pretty much everybody had gone home, so I dipped out too. Just got back here. Nice to see the tiny house in some snow. January's finally showing up like a real winter month, which is cool. I'm glad it's insulated in here. The walls have 100% coverage now. I got the rest of the downstairs finished, the interior walls, so the whole bathroom and closet area is actually a separate area now, which is cool. So we're getting all of our nailers in place here so that when this wall goes up, we got something to nail to all the way around. That morning when I came out, it had been raining really hard all night, and I found that the skylight was leaking, and I was kind of concerned about that for a little while. Like, I've got an opening skylight that's on a 2 and 12 slope, which is not much of a slope, so I wasn't sure if it was getting in behind my flashing or what, but after going up there, I think it might be just pooling up on the glass and then getting in around the edges. So I'm gonna get up there and caulk the edges where the metal meets the glass and make sure that, you know, that's all siliconed up and nothing can get in there, and then I guess I'll just have to check next time it rains. I need to go ahead and get the ceiling done, because having the walls done is awesome, but it just brings out how much I don't want to see that R19 hanging out of the ceiling anymore. So that's definitely the priority. Another thing I really wanted to do on these videos from now on is talk about some prior aspect of the construction that I haven't done a video on. And my friend Alex asked me to do a video about the aesthetics of the house as far as the exterior goes. A lot of these decisions that have resulted in really cool aesthetic attributes for the house have really just kind of come out of super utilitarian choices. I decided to go with that T111 for a lot of reasons. Those big 8x10 panels of plywood with the lines in the middle of them. So it's pre-treated, waterproof, structural. So I used it as my structural sheeting and my siding, which was a huge plus for weight. And that's the main reason I went with it. And then I just kind of followed the basic style of using 1x4s to trim out the corners and the roof, and I used a big 1x6 for the fascia on the front and on the sides, and then on the back I used a 1x8 just because it's such a taller wall. I thought it would look cool to have that 1x8 kind of hanging down a little bit more. This color green that my house is been my favorite color since I can remember having a favorite color. I wanted to do a stain rather than painting it, just because you can definitely see the grain of the plywood when you get up close, and I think it's a pretty cool effect. So it took 2.5 coats maybe to get it to the shade of green that I wanted, and Sarah knocked out a huge portion of that, like especially the whole second coat of the siding was all her. So I'm really glad that I didn't have to do all that. I just kind of decided to go with an obvious complementary color to kind of equalize that cool green. I just went with an earthy terracotta warm brown, and you know, against this green it just looks freaking orange, and I love it. I had thought about painting the door. I assumed I would, but once I saw how that looked and how it kind of matched the windows, being that nice pop of white, and it's good to have that neutral, I think, for how much saturated color the rest of the house has. The roof I went with is just this beautiful, like, fake tile type stuff called Anduvilla, and I have a video of me putting that whole roof on with one of their reps that came out just to see the house. But I had decided to go with that over metal for weight reasons and for color reasons, because those things came in awesome colors, including one that just happened to match my trim perfectly. So a lot of things, you know, functionally and aesthetically with this house have been just decisions that just had to get made, and at a certain point when they had to get made, I just made a call, and a lot of things have really turned out great. I'm sure there will be some things that didn't turn out so great, and I'll see what they are and work around them, but that's part of what this is all about. It's just going into it, approaching each task and each system and each process and figuring out to the best of my ability how to not screw myself over, and how to end up with how to make a choice on this that isn't going to hinder my other needs further down the road. And having Scott to advise me and help me figure some of that stuff out has been huge, because I'm sure I would have made all kinds of critical oversights if it hadn't been for him. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. There shall be more to come. Until next time.